Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? A little bit later stream than normal, but that's because I always have something personal stuff going on Monday night that sometimes runs me a little late. This Monday's no exception. Who we got? Hey Danny, no, you're not late at all. Not at all. We're just getting started. Now, fair warning, it's probably not going to be an extra long stream tonight. We're probably going to go an hour, maybe a little over an hour. It just depends. But it is already late. It's later than I normally like to start for sure. But we won't let that stop us. We'll get going. So if you remember, last night we had explored level 9 almost completely. There's one little area that we can't get to without a teleport spell. So we'll revisit that later. But I said what I was going to do off camera was I was going to take a little time and level up the characters. Because we're to the point in the game now where all that's really left to do is explore the 10th and final level of the labyrinth. But I wasn't quite ready for that. I like to be around level 13 or higher because that's when all the mages get all of their spells and things like that. And so what I've done is I grinded, I should say, a little bit last night, a little bit this morning, a little bit on lunch, a little bit after work, and got everybody about to that point. So I think actually at this point I'm ready to go ahead and tackle the final boss of the game, but there's more I want to do. I want to demonstrate my favorite thing about Wizardry, and that's treasure hunting. And with a team this powerful, we are ready to go to level 10, and we are ready to treasure hunt. Before I fight Wordna, I like to have all kinds of good weapons and armor, and so I think that's what we're going to take a look at tonight. So let's turn down the spooky Halloween music here, and let's jump right into the game itself and have a little fun with some treasure hunting. So again, this is cool to me. Might not be cool to everybody watching, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But at least you'll get a taste of it, because treasure hunting to me is a big part of Proving Grounds to the Mad Overlord. So let's look at where we're at before we really get going with it. Let me rest everybody up here. I think everybody's fully rested. But let's go into the maze and let's see how everybody's looking. So again, if you have any questions, just drop it in the chat. So as we see, Brundorf and Kyler, they're lagging behind in levels just a bit because they are the ones that, Brundorf of course being a new character and Kyler having changed his class. But Wilma and Merlin is where we want to focus our attention tonight. Wilma and Merlin have now unlocked all of the spells in the game. Last night we had Locte Fiat, but during my leveling, we unlocked 2 other spells that I want to take a look at. Malicto. This is a really awesome spell because it does massive damage to all monsters in an encounter. So it doesn't matter if there's 2 or 3 groups of monsters, this will hurt them all. And then Cadorto is another resurrection spell. This will bring a character up to maximum hit points when they're resurrected. And it even works on characters that are ashed. So if a resurrection spell fails, characters reduced to ash, this spell has a chance to resurrect them. But Merlin's got the really cool stuff. Now we have these 2 spells. We didn't have the other night. Zilwan, which will dispel an undead monster. Works a lot of times when just dispel doesn't work. Personally, I've never really used the spell very much. I didn't have a need for it. Haman is a really cool spell. It's a wish spell, basically. You cast it, and you are given a list of potential things that it can do. Of course, it says here, upon casting, the caster loses a level and risks a chance to forget each learned spell. I don't think that's true. I've never seen that happen. But again, it's been a long time. Haman is one I don't really use, and you'll see why in a moment. Malor. This is a cool spell. It's a teleport spell. If we cast it right now, here where we stand, we can pick a spot to teleport to. So if I want to see a spot off the map, a spot I can't get to, you can cast the spell and teleport to that square. The only problem is, what if you teleport into solid rock, right? Then your whole party is dead and cannot be recovered. And there are some levels where there's rooms that are just nothing but solid rock. So you have to know where you're teleporting to. Next up is Mahaman. This is why I never use Haman, because Mahaman is better. It is essentially the same thing, but with better options. I'm going to go ahead and just, spoiler alert, you can use this spell, potentially, to defeat the final boss in one hit. One of the options it will give you is teleport monsters, and so you can encounter the final boss, cast the spell, and just teleport them into rock, and they die, and that's it. Game over. You win. Very cheesy way to beat the game. But this spell can come in handy in tough situations. But the spell everybody looks at when we talk about level 7 spells is Tilt-A-Wait. This used to be described as a thermonuclear weapon. Tilt-A-Wait causes massive radiant explosions, causing anywhere from 10 to 150 damage to all monsters in the opposing party. We'll use Tilt-A-Wait quite a bit. It's a good spell, good nuke spell, just to wipe out whatever's in front of you. So, some people at this point would use the Malor spell to teleport down to level 10. There's no sense in that. I still take the elevator, because it's not that hard to get to when you know where you're going. So you've seen a little of level 10 if you've watched previous streams, but we've never really left that first corridor. Tonight we are. If you remember level 10, I remember I talked about a little plaque that hangs on the wall, and we'll look at it again in a moment. It basically tells you what to do to reach the end of the level. Oh no, I just fought friendly monsters and I did not mean to. I did not mean to do that at all. Yikes. I hope we didn't suffer an alignment penalty for that. Yeah, we'll see. It'll mention it if we did. Usually it's pretty forgiving if you just do one. Yeah, I think we're good. Well, let's check. Now that I think about it, in this game, you have to look at it. It doesn't tell you. More gas dragons. Let's see. Are we strong enough now just to take them out? I think so. I really don't want to use another Magneto spell. Oh no, so we've triggered a teleport trap. Where did it take us? In the dark. So I'm not freaking out because we do have the Malor spell now to teleport ourselves out. This is something we didn't have before. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so we're in a dark zone right here. So let's find us... Oh, we can see. Here we are. Let's find the exit right here. So it's going to take us into this cluster of rooms that we really don't want to go into. So let's try our new handy spell. I don't know how this spell works in this version of the game. Okay, so that's how it works. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is look at my map again. So right now we are 16 east and 8 north. So really, all we want to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the west. So let's give this a shot. Okay, that's how this works. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Have been catching up on YouTube. Psyched to be here. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Did it work? It worked perfectly. We are 6 spaces to the west of where we are. So welcome to the stream. It's nice to see you. If you've not been here from the beginning, we are going to explore level 10 tonight. Mainly for the purpose of treasure hunting. We're not out to beat the game tonight. We are just here for the loot. We're not there yet. We're about to get to level 10. So we are going to Macanito because I just want to get this over with and get to where we're trying to go. And we'll be uploading at least one more YouTube video tonight when this stream is over. I've only got about 3 or 4 left to upload until we are all caught up with what we're doing tonight. Right. Floor 9. Going down. Alright. So floor 9 is cool. Oh wow. What do we have here? So these were the... What were these called? The gaze hounds. That's what this whole encounter is. So you know, just for fun, let me show you what tilt-to-wait is all about. I kind of hate to use it before we get to level 10, but it's okay. I've not seen what this spell looks like in this version of Wizardry, so let's check it out. Just for fun. Here we go. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's really cool. I like that. I half expected an actual mushroom cloud. That's the way they used to describe the trap. And keep in mind, too, a lot of these special effects are still placeholder, so it may look different at the very end when it's all said and done. So I'm giving stuff to Shorty now for identification. I have a staff +2. Longsword +1, okay. I'm going to give that to Brundorf here. We're going to give the staff +2 to Merlin. We have another staff here to identify. Just a plain old staff. We'll get rid of that. Is that it? +5 to hit, 1d6 +2, +5 to hit, 1d8 +1. We'll equip that. Broken item. If you craft 20 of them together, it makes a new special item. Just kidding. Yeah, I wish that was the case. But it's really there just to take up your inventory space, at least in this game. So here we are. This is the chute down to level 10. We drop down the hole, and we are down in level 10. Now, level 10's okay, because we have a shortcut here. You can walk 1 step and get teleported right back to the castle. Or you can go down this hall to actually get into level 10. We have this message on the wall. Inscribed in an ornate gold plaque is a message. The script is ornate and blinks in various bright hues. Be it known that ye are trespassing on the property of the Archmage Wardna. There is no possible way that ye can possibly get through my defenses, let alone defeat me in battle. So sure am I of this that I give you this clue. Contra Dextra Avenue. I told a story last night that back when I was 10 or 11, playing this for the first time, my friend and I had no idea what that meant. The only word that sounded familiar to us was avenue, because, you know, street signs. So we pulled out the dictionary and looked up the words to try to decipher what it meant. And what we determined was basically it means against the left, against the right way. Against the right way. So we figured that meant turn left. And that is exactly what it means. Turn left. So at the end of every hallway on level 10, there's a door. And you'll find when you go through every door, there's an encounter. And they get increasingly harder. They're always there. So if I leave the level and come back, the encounters reset. This is how we farm. This is how we treasure hunt on level 10. When you go through the door and defeat the monster, if you turn right, you can warp back to the beginning of the level. If you turn left, it takes you deeper into the level. So, just going off memory here, a lot of times on the other side of this door are giants. And I love giants because they're easy to kill with the Magneto spell. In this case, it looks like we have something other than a giant. One thief. I think we can take this guy without a whole lot of rigmarole. Have you played the 3.0 fan update at all? Snefaro's update on the reverse engineered code. First time trying that version on Apple II, last 2 weeks. I have not. I'm familiar with it. I know what it is. Snefaro is a big fan of the Apple II version of Wizardry. I used to communicate with him a long time ago, back in the 90s, when I ran the Wizardry fan site. Him and John Hubbard from TK421.net. Good guys. I've lost touch with him over the years, but I know that he really keeps or holds in high regard the Apple II version, and that 3.0 is a modern fan hack, I guess you could say, of the original game. 2d3, 1d8, 2d3 damage. Yeah, we'll take that. But I have not played it. I think it's really cool for people who are into the original version. But for me, the DOS version was my favorite just because it was the most accessible. But good stuff. So we're hanging to the left. And as you see, we teleported to a new area. So the map on the left is making no sense now, because, you know, we're mapping every step as we go. But as long as we hang to the left, we'll be fine. Not a whole lot different. Thanks for answering. So I know it's supposed to have balance changes, if I'm not mistaken. I think drop rates have changed a little bit. I glossed over it, but I knew I wasn't going to play it, so I didn't read too much into it. Here we are. Here's some giants, fire giants. All right. So, the way that wow, look at that. That is amazing looking. I love the fire giants in this version of the game. The way this used to work was Magneto used to kill the giants. We'll see if that's still the case. Yeah, I love these guys too. Let's see. Does Mac Attack still... It does not work anymore. Okay. Because these guys are above level 8, right? Makes sense. So we have Lacanito that we're going to try. So you can see, my party is level 13, level 14, and 15. They're hurting. So you can definitely get into trouble on level 10. What do we have? What can we do here? Let's give the party a buff. And let's try Lacanito on these giants. Overlord. Ooh. Ooh. That did not take them out, guys. We're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Look at Wilma. So, we TPK'd on level 9 the other night. It was bad stuff. All right, what do we got? Big healing. Heals a party member to full. We're popping that. We're also going to pop a... I think the best spell she's got is still Dios, right? Yeah, looks like it. So we're going to give that to old Brundorf here, just for a little bump. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to nuke him. Because this is a bit tougher than I expected it to be. Most of my level 10 grinding days were on the old NES version, which plays by a different set of rules than the Apple IIe version. Oh yeah, that was just the other night, so I have not posted that yet. But here's our first chest, and this is while we're here. A sword. So, there's a certain sword that I'm hoping to uncover. There's a certain sword that I want to see. Is this the sword? It's a wild looking sword. Look at the icon. This might be it. This might be it. Let's see. No, it's not. But it's still a good sword. Long sword +2. Equip that sword. So I'm sure you know what sword I'm talking about. So you notice I took a right-hand turn, and here we are back at the beginning. We'll take our trip back to town and recover. Alright, so let's rest up. Oops. And yes, I know, there's a much better way to heal, but at this point, it's more about convenience than it is about anything else. I'm not worried about their age or their Vim, as it's called in this version of the game. Not worried about it. I don't know how to heal. I just press Meta-IR rule. Sweet. So, what I'm referring to is the fact that, staying at an inn ages the characters. So, what a lot of people will do is they will take their priests or their healing spellcasters and rest them in the stables for free. So that way they earn their magic points. Then they'll go to the dungeon and they'll just cast healing spells on everybody. And then once everybody is healed up, they rest the priest again. And so that way only the priest really ages in the inn. It's just a little hack that a lot of people will do. But at this point, we're pretty far into the game. We can go ahead and let these guys age a hair. I run them until they die and bring back stuff and trade my actual nobles. Gotcha, got you. Okay. So into the maze we go. So again, some people will Maller at this point to the elevator in level 9. I'm always fearful of typing those coordinates in wrong. Because we know if we get the coordinates wrong, we can have a total party wipe thanks to fat fingers. I do 828. 828. What do you mean by that? I'm unfamiliar with the term or the reference. Right. 5 weird humanoids. Undead? Yeah, looks like undead. So we will... Oh, yes, I forgot. Kyler's a lord. He can dispel now. Like Maller, as soon as you get in 8 to 8... Oh, to get to level 10. Got you. 8 down to... Okay, I see. Down to level 9. 828. I see. That's really cool. I too have weird numbers memorized. What is it? 007373596 is the password for Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Alright, we have level 10 fighters here. Let's see. Wilma, I think, wants to cast a Litocan on these guys. I love the art. Look at these guys. That is so freaking detailed. I like the skull belt. That is amazing. I can't wait to see. So there's an update coming in the next few weeks. I cannot wait to see what the update brings. I want to see the new character portraits. I've been playing the Apple IIe version like 2 weeks before. So I've seen the Apple IIe version, of course, but I've not really played it. My first exposure to Wizardry was through the Macintosh version, the 1984 black and white Mac version. Excuse me. And then, of course, the NES version. And then the PC version, which is the ugliest. Right? I'll admit that. It is the ugliest version of the game. Uglier than the Apple II version, in my opinion. But, again, the most accessible for me at the time. I wrote a dumb, hokey script to run Murphy's over and over again. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. We were on level 10 the other night, last night maybe, and we found a party of here they are, a party of Murphy's ghosts right here. Speak of the devil. We're just going to go ahead and slog through it. Best Wizardry is Wizardry Slog. So everybody's got their own way of playing, right? Of course, this new version, I want to hear everything and see everything. But back in the day, I would play the game with the sound off because there wasn't much sound on the NES version when I was, let's see, 13 or 14, I guess, when I played that. And there wasn't a whole lot to listen to. So I would put on some of my favorite records and listen while I played. And for that reason, to this day, the album Pornography by The Cure is my private headcanon Wizardry soundtrack. Anytime I listen to those songs, I always see black and white wireframe mazes in my mind. You are doing an amazing playthrough. Love to watch. Just here to watch and listen to The Cure. Just here to watch you and listen to The Cure. Fantastic. I saw The Cure back in June, actually. Second time. Excellent, excellent show. One of my favorite bands. All right, come on, Murphy. Let's go. You know, I have to wonder. Robert Woodhead told me that Murphy's Ghost was named after a real-life friend of his in college, whose last name, I think, was Murphy, and he play-tested Wizardry while it was still in development. And I have to wonder, does Mr. Murphy know the legacy? Does he know how many people say his name every day not knowing his existence? You've got to wonder. I love the way they zoom the camera. I think we talked about this on the very first night we streamed. When they rush the camera, it reminds me of the library scene at the very beginning of Ghostbusters. The original Ghost, right there. When the librarian turns the corner. Or no, it's not. It's when Ray tries to reach out and touch the ghost in the library. Get her. That scene. That's what it looks like. Alright, did we get a chest? No chest today. So you notice, right? We're still here. But I take a left turn, take a step, take another step, teleport to a new part of the maze. And that's what level 10's all about. If you step to the left, you get to the ending. If you step to the right, you go back to the beginning. 2 more. Come on, guys. 2 more. Oh, no, these are different. Oh, is this what I think it is? Are these will-o-wisps? They are. Oh, boy, oh, boy. God, I love these. I love these monsters. Look at these. What is it about these? There's a trick. There's a trick to these. And I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. There is a spell that will kill these instantly, maybe? I don't remember. Let's see what happens. Let's try to fight them like normal. Let's see what happens. I'm going to have to go back through my notes. I can't believe I've forgotten this. They have great experience points, if I remember that correctly. The EXP drop off of these is hot. Come on, let's kill them, guys. They're chipping away at me slowly. 1 down. Man, that's beautiful, though. Wish I could remember the trick to these. Let's see, is it still a big EXP drop? 65,680. Every member receives 10,000 experience points. Actually, almost 11,000. Monsters with extremely high magic resistance have a high XP values due to a bug. Makes sense. Teleporter on level 10, 79% chance. Let's roll the dice. We got a staff. Let's see what our staff is. So it is a Staff of Magriff. We know this because of the current bug that's in the game where you can't identify an item already in your character's possession. So we're just going to give that away. Take another left turn. I'm not sure that makes sense, but they do. It's a multiplication error in the code. I totally believe you. There's lots of weird little glitches, just like, oh, what was it? There's another one. I can't think of what it is. So we have some ninjas, no, thieves here. So let's do a little something this time. Let's see if a Lacanito will kill these guys. A Lacanito, rather. Not completely. A couple of them. So let's give these guys a... Yeah, let's light them up a little bit. Probably unnecessary, but... Ooh! Look at that. I love that. We should make a better version of Wizardry or some blobber without any stupid errors. So... I appreciate what they've done here by maintaining the purity of the game, keeping the Apple II code running underneath for sure. But I'm all for a modernized version with some differences. That could be fun. I do appreciate the preservation though. Like that's awesome. Shorty receives an amulet. What do we have here? What have we found? A jeweled amulet. I forget what that does. I forget what that's all about. I'm hesitant to do much with it because I don't recall what that does. That was it. A shield. It's a Were Slayer. Okay. We lost that earlier when we wiped on level 9. So we'll keep that. Who are we giving that to? Let's see what Kyler's got. Kyler just has a longsword +1, which is +5 to hit 1d8 +1, +5 to hit 1d10 +1 to attack. Yes. We'll equip that. We should be craving to these nincompoops. Okay. You're over my head with that comment. But it sounds good. Masked creature and ethereal entity. What is this? What is this? I do not recognize this. What do we have here? Interesting. Run. I'm not running because I don't think I can. I don't believe you can run from a Murphy's Ghost. But we're going to blast him. Tilt to wait was ineffective. Are you kidding me? Fascinating. So whatever that masked creature was, it's now gone. What is it? I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully they'll identify it next time. Also, in the October update, they're going to introduce the bestiary system, which is, think of it like a Pokédex, right, for the monsters. Every time you encounter a new monster, that entry will be unlocked. So that's kind of a cool end-game thing to do. Once you've beat the game, you can venture into the maze and try to unlock every monster in the bestiary. That's really neat. I look forward to that. Alright, so I think Wilma might need a little bit of a... yeah, we'll give her one of these. Well, I'm not sure what you're referring to. I don't remember the Steam post. Your name does look familiar, so I might have seen it in the Steam discussions. But, no, it's all good. People have all kinds of opinions and questions about the game. And so it's interesting watching new people encounter Wizardry for the first time because they like what they see in the screenshots, right? But I mean, if we're being honest, the mechanics behind the game are from a different time period. So they are tough. They are brutal. They don't work the way people expect a modern game to work, right? And if the devs here would have gone a completely modern direction, you would have had people screaming bloody murder because they changed the game, right? So I'm fully on board with what the devs are doing here. They are taking Wizardry and just making it prettier and giving it to us, which is fantastic. But again, like I said, I'm not against some modern remake, but I do appreciate the preservation that we have. That's super important. But so many people on Steam in the discussion forums are screaming because there's no save and reload system, you know. And I understand that. I mean, oh no! A stunner trap. We are paralyzed. We got another sword. Let's fix this paralyzation real quick. Where is it? Right there. Alright. And who got a sword? Somebody got a sword. Who was it? This guy? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Longsword +2. Still not what we want. But that's okay. Alright. So we're getting kind of close to where I get nervous. Alright. So I did warp back to the beginning so we can go through these doors again. One dragon. What do we have here? What kind of dragon do we got? It's not a gas dragon. What is this guy? Dragon zombie. Look at that. That is freaking cool. Can we dispel him? We tried. It didn't work. Let's try it again. Look at that. That is awesome. Danny says, I love that. Yeah, that guy looks really awesome. Bump, bump. Oh, so the doors aren't doing their door thing. That's okay. I have to leave the level and come back. And there's no stairs up. It's you stay here or you go back to the castle. Come on, man. I don't want Murphy's ghosts. But you know what? I think look at the hit points on my guys here. After this fight, we need to go back and rest. But I know Murphy's ghost won't hurt me too much. So that's easy to do. It's easy to get into the groove and forget to look at your party's condition. That's what happened to us on level 9 the other night. We got too comfortable. Back to town, back to safety. And we will rest at the end. Let's get some more of those will-o-wisps. I'm trying to think of how high have I leveled a character in Wizardry before. And I think, I don't know, the cap's at 20 if I remember right. I can't remember. I think I've gotten character up to maybe 17 or 18. What are we doing here? What's the problem? Oh, duh. There we go. Alright, let's sell some of this stuff, clear out our... Jeweled amulet. Alright, I've got to figure out what that does, because I don't recall. Is it just an AC boost? Oh, we have a sword I've not identified here. Uh-oh. What could that be? Let's find out. Alright, so let's do a little exploring with our inventory here. Alright, who had that? Who had that sword? Merlin. Give that to Shorty. What do we have here? Identify. Short sword -2. Get that out of here. Jeweled amulet. Use item. Doesn't do anything. Equip. What does it do? AC. So I'm curious. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to look it up because I don't remember what the jeweled amulet in Wizardry does. Let's see. It's going to drive me crazy if I don't know. So it might not be much for anything. Let's see. Cast Duma Pick. Okay, so we can use the item and it'll cast a Duma Pick spell. I like the idea of an item that can make 2 characters. The next section, Wizardry 8 or something. Wizardry 8 is a fantastic game. So, let's see, what'd you say? 828? Was that it? 8 down. No, we gotta go minus. 8 2 2 to the east. 8 to the north. East, north. I promise no rock, yes, but I'm trying to remember, is it... Let's see. I'm willing to take the risk. Oh, that was wrong. That took us to town. Why did that take us to town? Oh, and everybody's dead. That's why. Fantastic. So that did. I inputted something wrong. So no worries. Oh, is it not going to work? Okay, good Lord. So, I don't think you gave me bad information. I think I keyed it wrong is probably what happened. Bum, bum, bum. I'm really surprised it let me recover the party. Let's be honest about that. It's not in Wizardry's nature to be forgiving. So until I've had time to sit down with the map and actually look at the coordinates and figure out how to input them, we're just going to go on foot. We're going to hoof it. I think that'd be the safest bet. So again, I'm sure it's right. 8 sounds about right. 8 down from the first level. But I think I probably just put something in incorrectly. Maybe instead of plus 2 to the east, it might have been, you know, whatever it might have been. We'll figure it out. Not going to figure it out tonight, though. I didn't come here to do math. You gotta remember it. 3 to 8. Well, it wouldn't be 3. 8 would be right. That would take you down to the 9th level. Oh, you're thinking of the elevator to the 9th. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. That could be right. 8 east, 2 north. I'm not sure. We'll get to the bottom of it. All right. Trapless chest. So we've been playing for about an hour. We'll make this run on level 10 probably the last for the night because it is getting late. Probably do this again tomorrow. I don't want to go after Wordna until I have... Well, for a couple... I don't want to go after Wordna until I find a couple specific items. Namely, I'm looking for the Thieves' Dagger because I want to go after him with a ninja in the party just for fun. And the only way to get Frodette down there to become a ninja is with a Thieves' Dagger because she is of neutral alignment. And I did that simply for convenience's sake because I didn't want to keep having to add her to the party in the maze, have a mixed party of evil and good characters. It's a pain in the butt. I lost like 2 parties to Wordna so far. He has a really high spell resistance. So I seem to remember the old-fashioned way that I would beat Werdna without just teleporting him away was I believe I used a Mahaman to boost the party's AC, and then I would just, use physical attacks and tilt-a-wait until he was gone. That seemed to work. At least it worked again back in the day, and that was not the Apple II version of the game like this is. Of course, a lot of people will just use Mahaman and teleport him away, but that's a real cheesy way to beat him. But it works, and I'm not judging anybody, but it's not going to be very climactic. Wait a minute, what are we doing here? Where? Oh, wrong way, bud. It's not going to make for good streaming. It's a lot of RNG. Yes, it is a lot of RNG. So what do we have here? Archmages and Master Thieves. So let's take these guys a little more seriously. Let's Lorto these mages, and let's help our fighters out on these thieves just a bit. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Alright. Wasn't too bad. Trapless chest. We'll assume the worst. Brundorf receives a shield. Let's see what kind of shield we have found. Large shield. Blah. And we're going to take the chute down. And we are going to Contra Dextra Avenue our way through a few encounters. One strange animal. What do we got? A Gorgon, I bet. Yep. I've not fought one of these in this version of the game. Let's see what we're in store for. It wasn't bad. I think they can turn you to stone, right? I think so. That looks so cool. A teleporter. Kyler receives a mace. Wilma receives an armor. Is it the fabled jeweled mace? That's what I want to know. It might be. Look at it. It looks a bit different. There's a weapon I remember distinctly. The jeweled mace. Nope. It's a mace +1. And a plate mail +2. Let's give that to Kyler. I think we've got a mace +1 on the priest already. Anointed flail. 1d7 damage +3 to hit. 2d4, so that's 8 +1. Okay, we're going to do that. And a plate mail +2. We're doing that. I like all the pretty sparkles. I should probably spend one episode just casting spells and seeing what the visual effects are. Boy, the Murphy's Ghost encounters are just high on this level for some reason. I don't remember that really being the case in the past. Like, I remember encountering them on level 10, but I always felt like it was, I don't know, a little more, less frequently. I remember a lot of giants. But again, that was the NES version. No chest today. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. One robed woman and 6 priests. What do we have here? What do we have? A high wizard. Oh, wow. And, okay. Let's go after her, first and foremost. We're going to La Halito these priests and give them a Madalto as well. And Frodette will sit there and watch. There we go. That was effective. Anti-priest spell. Kyler receives a mace. Oh, now look, the icon's different for this one. So this is something different. But it is a mace +2, I can tell. Go to Merlin. I keep looking for the jeweled mace. There's another mace back in the day. Really, really, really powerful. I can't... Uh-oh. Demon and a giant. So, this looks like... not a normal demon. Oh, I remember these guys. So this is a poison giant. I'm pretty sure Magneto is the effective spell on him. And the Malefic. I remember them being kind of tough. So yes, poison giant, still susceptible to Magneto. What was the deal with these guys? Maybe these are one of those... Oh, Brundorf is dead. Look at that. Maybe these are one of the guys that is really magic resistant and therefore... Oh, God, he's killing everybody. Look at this. Not good. Not good at all. How is he doing it? What's he using? Tilt-a-weight. That's what he's using. God, I love the weapon. Well. Yes. Alright, so we are in a bad situation. I don't think we can run. I don't want to try to run. It'll be alright. We'll figure it out. Let's see. I've still got my rescue party in town. But what is the trick here? Did he do that twice? Tilt-a-weight once. Zilwan. Ooh, that Zilwan hit Brundorf for 1283. Okay. So. Alright. We're just going to take it as it comes. We're going to attack. I don't think I can dispel. We're going to try. And we'll try Frodette with a run. Oh, no. Look at that. Slaughtered on level 10. It doesn't get worse than that. Doesn't get worse than that. So you know what that means. We're going to have to recruit our friends and go fetch this party. That's okay. That's no problem. We can do that. I'm not going to do it tonight because it is late. We're already talking about ending the stream. But so fun. Wizardry is wizardry. That's exactly right. So here we were thinking parties at a good place to be, right? But that Malefic, man, that thing was rough. So we need to watch out when we see those guys because you see what can happen. And it didn't take long. What was it? 3-4 rounds maybe? I think that was round 3 or 4. It is what it is. But we'll be back. I'll get these guys back tomorrow. I will bring my rescue party down to level 10. And hopefully we don't lose anybody. We'll have to candy and see if there's anybody on -1. Try to catch tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow. We might not have a full party, but we'll see what's going on. Have a great evening, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Thanks again.